On Saturday night, Davis vs. Garcia delivered at the box office with what experts predict to tally over 2 million buys once all the numbers are added up. With that huge event now in the books, Tank Davis's star is shining as bright as ever. So what's next for the self-proclaimed new face of boxing? In a Bleacher Report by Lyle Fitzsimmons, he presented 5 options for his next bout. Let's take a look. Suggestion number 1, a Ryan Garcia rematch, says Fitzsimmons. 24 hours later, it doesn't seem like such a valid path, he continues. But given a few months and, in Ryan Garcia's case, a few wins, the same forces, engaged social media followings, lingering promotional rivalries, etc., that brought he and Davis together the first time could make it worthwhile to do it again. Despite the decisive victory for Davis in their first fight, Garcia diehards will point to the rehydration clause, particularly if he were to run off a string of victories at 140. Even still, while these two clearly are a match at the box office, Garcia surely needs a handful of comeback fights prior to any serious competition, let alone running it back with Davis. The chances of an immediate rematch are absolutely nil. Suggestion 2. Joe Cordina. If you're asking who this is, you're not alone. If you're wondering why he'd get a shot at Davis, Fitzsimmons states his case. It wasn't quite as heralded as the nighttime show from Las Vegas, but before it crossed the pond for the dual pay-per-view event alongside Showtime, the DAZN streaming service aired a live card from the International Arena in Wales. And the undisputed star of that show was hometown hero Joe Cordina. The unbeaten 31-year-old had already reigned once as the IBF's champion at 130 pounds before surrendering the belt because of injury. He was matched with the subsequent claimant, Freddie Roach-trained grinder Shavkatchan Rakhimov, and passed the test with compellingly flying colors, showing speed, technique, and mettle on the way to a split nod. He's got a big-time promoter in Eddie Hearn, a huge UK following, and his profile has never been higher in a 6-year, 16-fight career than it is right now. In spite of the lower weight, his 5'9" frame and 69-inch reach overshadow Tank's dimensions, so if his strap-collecting ambitions extend past unifying at 130, zeroing in on Davis at 135 would be a competitive bonanza, claims Fitzsimmons. What makes sense about this matchup is although Cordina is unheralded in the States, his Wales fanbase overseas, along with the exposure he received Saturday night, could entice Mayweather Promotions to pursue a matchup that could emulate the 2007 Mayweather-Hatton battle, which was a box office smash, partially due to the US versus England angle that would come with it. The chances of this one taking place actually could be greater than people think, particularly based on what the Haney-Lomachenko result brings. Suggestion 3. The winner of the June 10th fight between Josh Taylor-Teofimo Lopez. With a battle between these two one division north at 140, Davis may face a similar size disadvantage to the one he faced against Mario Barrios. With the titles now once again splintered despite Taylor's unification, it's also possible that he may face neither of these in light of the fact that Taylor has made it known that he intends on a jump to 147 pounds after the fight with Lopez. In my opinion, Taylor would be the more difficult fight of the two, and least likely to happen. Suggestion 4. The Devin Haney-Lomachenko winner. With Haney holding all the hardwood and in the last fight of a 3-fight deal with Top Rank, Haney won't face the contractual obligations that a Shakur Stevenson, Lomachenko, or Lopez will. The questions here are 1. Will Haney win? And 2. If Haney does in fact defeat Loma, will he bring the biggest financial reward? As we know, Tank and his camp believe in money over titles, and frankly, who can blame them? Finally, at suggestion 5, Shakur Stevenson rounds out the possibilities. The slick baby-faced assassin from Newark unified the 130-pound weight class prior to making his way up to 135 due to his body outgrowing the division and in pursuit of bigger names. Not shy about how he thinks he'd fare against every other big name, Stevenson is not lacking for confidence. But once again, the opinion here is that Top Rank will steer him towards the winner of Haney-Loma, keeping matters in-house, while Davis and his camp pursue other options to continue growing his brand that has already proven to be amongst, if not at the very top. The prediction here says someone like Cordina, who will bring the overseas fan base mentioned earlier. Either way, the career of Tank Davis seems to be a hot ticket regardless of who's standing across from him.